Hey, what is up everyone? Epithemy here, and today's video was suggested in the comments by Bad Hacks, and he wants me to make a video on ESEA versus FACEIT. So I'm going to go over both ESEA and FACEIT and cover both the pros and cons and give my honest opinion as to which one I prefer more. Also, if you have any other video suggestions for anything at all, then definitely be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below, and if I either like your comment or I reply directly to you, then I will definitely be making a video for you, so just keep an eye out for it in the future. If you all enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to hit that like button, and let's go for a goal of at least 20 likes. You all are always killing the like goals, so I thought we'd continue to up the goal, and I know you guys could do it, and your guys' support is always so amazing, and I can't thank you guys enough, so let's go ahead and hit that 20 likes. Also, if you missed my recent video on the UMP versus the P90, then be sure to click the cue card up in the top right hand corner. Now, let's get into this video. I just want to start off by saying that both of these third-party matchmaking systems are great alternatives to the competitive matchmaking system that is implemented into the game. So don't let this video scare you away from one or the other. I highly suggest trying both out, but I'm just going to give my input on both and tell you which one I personally prefer. With that being said, let's start off with ESEA. For the pros, I'd have to say there's better people, there's no picks and bans. You do have completely random teams. There's a 128 tick server, strict letter ranking system, and a separate launcher. So I'm going to go over these and explain each one. For better people, I feel like you get more serious and better players and people who genuinely want to improve and get better at the game when it comes to ESEA. So that's why that's on the pros. For the no picks and bans, personally, I don't like a pick and ban system where you pick and ban certain maps or you pick and ban certain servers that you're going to play on, because you can get a bad server for yourself, or you can get, a good server for everyone else, or you can get a map that you constantly play, or you always play the same map, or you can get a map that no one likes and no one wants to play. So for the next one, I had completely random teams. Now this can be a con for some of you, but I like this because you can have really good people on your team and really bad people on your team. Or you can get, just a really evenly based team. But either way, I feel like you are always playing against better people, or at least playing with better people. So that is why it's in the pros, and it'll just continue to help get you improve and get your skills and brush up on your skills and stuff. So that's why it's in the pros. So for the 128 tick server, that is obvious. It's just better registration, and the servers are just a whole lot better on ESEA. The strict letter ranking system, it goes from C to S. S is where, all the pros are, or, the higher tier players are. And, you start from D and you go to S. So with this, you mainly play with people that are in that, letter ranking system or around that letter ranking system, and a lot of the time they can be a lot better or they can be a lot worse. So it still applies with the completely random teams, but it's just within the ranking system. So it's kind of, controlled. Now for the separate launcher, I love the separate launcher. FACEIT does not have a separate launcher. You go through, just whatever web browser you have, and I absolutely hate that, and I always will hate that, so that's why this is in the pros. Now for the cons for ESEA, a monthly subscription, I believe it's like $6.95 or something like that. Not too bad, but for those of you who don't want to pay, it can be bad, so that's why it's in the cons. You can get long queue times sometimes. I've had a queue of like up to 12 minutes, so that sucks, but it's not all the time, it's only sometimes. Now, you can also get rude teammates. I've never dealt with this personally, but I've heard of a lot of people dealing with rude teammates on ESEA, so that's why it's in there. Now, let's jump over to FACEIT. For the pros, you do have a pick and ban system. Now, this is in the pros for FACEIT because that's how FACEIT runs. That's how FACEIT is. Some people might like that, some people may not like that, but I put it in the pros for FACEIT. Now, also, you can have daily competitions and earn rewards. FACEIT has separate leagues or ladders or whatever you want to call it within FACEIT, where you can join that. Some last a day, some last 2 days, some last a week, and you can, there's potential rewards to earn FACEIT points, and then with those you can buy skins and things like that. So I think that's really cool, and that's what I like about FACEIT. Of course, you have 128 tick servers just like ESEA, and for FACEIT, the teams are more evenly based. This can be a con. FACEIT does have their own tier system, just like ESEA has its letter system, and it's essentially the same, but when you are in a certain tier, you have people who are more towards your skill base. They're not going to be outstandingly better or anything like that. So that can be a pro, but it can be a con. For me, I find that as being a con because you're not always playing with better people constantly. Now, for the actual cons for FACEIT, you can get troll teammates a lot because this can be a free to play ordeal essentially, or you can buy it for the better perks. So you have a pay to win or a free to play, and that can cause a lot of troll teammates and just people who aren't taking the game seriously and just want to mess around and grind people's gears. Now, the other con I have is you have to pay for it to be put into an exact ranking system. As I said, it can be pay to win, and essentially what I meant by that is you get put into an exact ranking system. You get better stats, you get accurate stats, you get you get to play with better people more and more. So that's why I said it's kind of a pay to win ordeal. And now that's why that's in the cons, is because you have to pay to get that rank. You can't just get the rank and then pay for it. So I think that's kind of lame. Now, also, the stats are not 110% accurate. Now, I've never paid for FACEIT, but that might change when you pay for it. But from what I've seen and realized, that stats are not 110% accurate. So you can, when you are on the free-to-play side, you can get really, really bad teammates and thinking it's in that rank, you're in that rank, etc. So that's why that's in there. Overall, out of these two third-party matchmaking services, I have to choose ESEA over FACEIT simply because I've had a better experience and have learned a lot more and improved a lot more when it comes to playing ESEA over playing FACEIT. Now, both of these are better options no matter what compared to the matchmaking system that is already implemented into CSGO. And if you're looking to improve, I suggest trying them out and finding the one that challenges you the most. If you enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. And thank you again to Bad Hacks for suggesting this video, and I hope it helped you out and it was what you were looking for. Alright, my name's Epitome, and I'll catch you all next time.